Hello and welcome. My name's Donna Hamer, aka Donna DoLittle, and today I wanted to talk to you about these awesome little cards called the Pet Connection cards. Over the next 15 to 20 minutes, we are going to go through the cards and just learn a little bit about using them and how they came about. One of the biggest questions that I get is why create these cards? I wanted a tool that was really easy and very simple for everybody to use. You see, I believe everybody is intuitive and everybody can connect to their pets. It's just that we get caught up in our own busyness. These cards were a quick way for you to receive messages and also helps you create a deeper relationship with your pets. So a couple of do's and don'ts, if you like. You don't need to be an animal communicator to use these cards. Everybody can get messages, and I guarantee that you will be using them very well by the end of this session. You don't need to be a psychic, but what you do need is to believe in yourself and believe that the information that you're getting is correct. These cards, as I said, are just a tool to help you develop your intuition. So a little bit about cards. We have tarot decks, we have oracle cards. These would fall under oracle cards. A tarot deck has been around for hundreds of years, and they're sort of the classic set. There's 78 cards, they're split into 22 major arcana cards and 56 minor cards. There's a very strong tradition and is meant to have a specific, reliable structure. Now, what that means is you do need to learn what each card is. And to me, that makes them way too hard. And I have tried many times over, I don't know how many years to kind of figure them all out. I personally prefer to use oracle cards because they're what I like to call freestyle. There's no set structure. They come as images, words, or a combination of both. And it's just like these little cards here. We just have words on the back because I wanted to make it super, super easy. When you're working with cards, the information that comes through is generally an impression or it's a knowing, or words on the cards will trigger information and you'll just get and know what's being said. So about these little cards, the coloured background that you can see on the front here, that was an image that I took up at Uluru, which some of you will know as Ayers Rock. The colours that actually come through are all the colours of the chakra. And I was taking a photo of these massive big rocks and this shard of light just came through, and I was really inspired to add these to the cards. All the animal pictures that you see on here are either my animals or animals that I have connected with. And each and every one of them has agreed to assist you in using these cards. The paw print that you see on the other side, that's actually my beautiful girl Chloe, who passed in 2019. And the feather that's up the top left-hand corner, that's a black cockatoo feather because they always answer my call when I want to know some information. So how to receive messages. First of all, you need to release all expectations. Just have a really clear mind, sit still, breathe gently, and allow the information to flow. If you're tired or distracted, it becomes very difficult to focus. Get up, walk around, get some energy moving in your body so you're awake and focused. You know, do a little bit of a shake around. I was fine when you shake the body down. You feel better, you feel lighter, and it will make it easier for you to receive messages. So connecting. It's really three very, very simple steps. Sit quietly, breathe, center yourself, and just allow yourself to focus. What I like to do is call in the energy, and I call in the energy from the sun and the energy from Mother Earth. So when I'm just sitting quietly, I imagine a beautiful gold light shooting out to the sun and anchoring in the sun and then coming back down into my body. I'd imagine that resonating in my heart and then going back down to the earth, grounding on the center of the earth and then coming back up into my heart space. And then I just imagine that heart space area of mine there just filling up. You can fill it up with pink ray of light, you can fill it up with gold, whatever works for you. And then just imagine that area expanding out. And then eventually it's filling up with love. And once you've filled up your beautiful heart center with both that beautiful pink light or that beautiful ray of light, and you've got beautiful love in there, then send that energy out from your heart center through to the heart of the pet that you're wishing to connect with. Now it's time to ask a question. So different types of questions can be answered. Different types of questions can be asked based around the circumstances you're wanting to know. Remember to keep them simple and don't ask questions that are confusing, like, should we go out today or stay in? That statement has two questions and it's going to be confusing for the pet. So you need to be really specific in the questions that you're asked. Once you've connected and asked the question, here's where the fun begins. So we're just going to go through some simple questions that you could be asking your pet. So you might say, Ajax, which is the name of one of my golden retrievers. He's the guy in the center of the card there, the groovy one with the glasses. What do you need me to know today? Now you've already set yourself up with that beautiful energy. Shuffle your cards and then focus and pick a card out that resonates for you. Look at the card I pulled out. I love you. That was not scripted, trust me. The next one could be, Ajax, how can I help you? So you would, once again, you could shuffle, pick out the card. Is there something you need me to know? Or just very, very simple, do you have a message? That is one of the easiest questions to ask your pet. Do you have a message for me? And once again, simply shuffle the cards and either pick one off the top or randomly pick one. So just some tips when we're going through, pause and look at the card once you've got it. Now, obviously my card that said, I love you, I'm pretty sure we all figure that one out. But some of the cards might be something more like, say, environment. So when you pause and look at the card, how do you feel about that? What are the impressions that you're getting from that card? Pay attention to how you feel, what information you perceive, what resonates to you. You may receive an image in your mind, or you might even see a scene. It might be a past memory that pops up. Just stay focused on what you are receiving. By the way, this is called clairvoyance. You might also hear a little voice. You might like to speak words in your mind. You might hear something popping through. You could hear a song that when you're looking at this at the same time comes through. That's using your clairaudience. Or you might just be like me, you get instant knowing. You know what those words mean to you and you just get it. This is really described as using all your intuition. And once you start working with them more, you're going to get really, really excited that when a message comes through on the card, you just know exactly what it is. So when you're finished, thank your pet for assisting you. It's a big thing for them and you because you're actually finally listening to their messages. Your pets are going to be excited that you've made that connection. So pat yourself on the back. It really is that simple. Some tips to keep in mind. Now, when you start doing this, you're going to doubt yourself. We all do, or all have. So get yourself a journal. And in that journal, write down what you're getting. You know, when I say here, practice, 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 you might want to delve a little bit further and ask other messages or see if your animal is willing to share anything else with you. You could start to develop your animal intuition or animal communication even further by using these as the tool just to start that. By simply asking the right question, you're going to get the right answer. Sometimes there is no answer. You might ask a question to your animal. They don't want to share it. Do not beat yourself up that you're not good at this. I don't know how many times I hear people say, my animal doesn't want to share, or my animal doesn't like me. That is not true at all. It might be that they're just not ready to give you an answer. Repeatedly asking the same question over and over can become very boring to your pet. So don't ask them the same thing each day and hope to get a different answer, because 9 times out of 10, you're always going to get the same answer. And one last thing here, don't read something into the card. If the pet says to you, I need help, that could be as simple as they might have a flea. They could have a sore foot. It's not saying, oh no, something's really, really wrong with me. You better rush me off to the vet. In relation to your decks, they can get a little tired. So sometimes I like to 3 times knock them, or I could just simply leave them overnight with a beautiful crystal, clear crystal. Leave it on there, let them recharge, and that will help your cards stay fresh. Enjoy time that you're spending with your pets. Always be thankful and have gratitude towards them, because you know they're the most amazing teachers that we will have. Always thank them when they've helped you with these cards, and most of all when you're working with these cards and your pets, have fun. If at any time you're concerned medically about your pets, please take them to the vet. Do not rely upon these cards to give you an answer. I know there is one there that says holistic healing or holistic approach, or, you know, I need help. These are not a tool for you to decide whether to take them to the vet or not. You must take them. Some additional ideas that you can do for readings. Now, I do not want to overcomplicate things, all right? I want these cards to be very, very simple. So for me, simple is shuffling them. What do I need to know today? And pulling a card out and resonating with that card. Time to relax. Now, sometimes, as this card here, this card could be a message for your dog, or this card could be a message your dog is sending to you. So when you're looking at these cards and you're reading into them, figure out they might be sending a message that you need to know. And I have found this repeatedly when I've been working with these cards, that people, when I share messages, start to laugh because they go, yeah, that's all about me. So that's how you use the cards singularly. If you want to delve a little bit further, you can do 2 card spreads. And for instance, you could ask the question, you know, do's and don'ts, problem, solution. What's my problem? What's my solution? What's the past, the present? But the thing is these are meant to be very simple cards. 2 card spreads, 3 card spreads, etc. could be that you want to delve further into using other oracle cards and asking those questions. So don't overcomplicate it. I've simply added these in here for people who want to play a little further. Here's a very simple 4 card spread that I created here. And it is simply things like, what do you mean to the pet? So the questions that I asked, I got share. What that means is I'm very sharing in what I give to them. I give them a lot of love. We do a lot of things together. So that is what the word share means. What the pet means to you. So, you know, that card to me, play, tells me that, you know, for instance, I did these cards with Ajax. And so, you know, he's quite hilarious in that he loves to be a teacher and he always brings out things and shows me different ways. So, you know, what the pet means to you, play, means that him and I have a great time together. And the next one says, what does your pet need from you? Spend time together. Well, there you go. That was his answer. I mean, if I was to pull back the curtain behind me right now, I pretty well can guess that Ajax will be about 2 meters away from here, because he is always with me and he loves spending time together. And the outcome of the relationship between you and your pet was, I love you. Now, interesting today that when I started this call here, that the card that I pulled out was, I love you. And the outcome of our relationship was the same, I love you. Quite often when I am doing cards and I talk about my dogs, and once again, I open it up, that card pops out. In fact, when I first created these cards, I printed out a whole deck of I love you. So they were scattered all around my house everywhere. And the very first time I came onto Facebook and I did a Facebook Live, the first card I pulled out was I love you. And it really is amazing, because it's a great reminder that your pets resonate with you and they do truly love you. That's exactly the same card, just talking about the outcome. So a 5 card spread, what do I need to take care of you? Now this is a great one as well. You know, physically what I need, mentally what I need, emotionally what I need, spiritually what I need, and really the overall, how do I feel about it? Now in this case, when I pulled these cards out, the first one I got was health check. Physically, what do I need? Now at that particular time that I pulled these cards out, and you know, one of my girlfriends and I were testing these cards for card spreads. Are these cards able to do a card spread like this? And she couldn't stop laughing that I could pull cards out like this based upon asking Ajax questions. So he did have a sore back at the time. He was highlighting to me, I've got a sore back. So for me, a health check means he needs to go off and have chiropractic work just to get that back into place. Mentally, what do I need? He'd like some solitude time. He actually likes spending time alone. The trouble is when I leave him alone and I come home, I find that cheeky little boy asleep on my bed. Emotionally, what do I need? He wants some time to relax. Spiritually, what do I need? He wants laughter. And overall, he feels very, very happy. So, you know, a spread like this can be fun. It gives you a little bit of clarity of your animal and their requests and what they need. Once again, don't get too carried away if it doesn't all make sense to you. Sit quietly with it, allow that information to come. These are a tool and these are meant to have fun. So I did a 7-card spread. You know, really for me, it's pretty in depth and it's not something that I would do every single day. The question would be, are you happy? Do you feel well? What do you enjoy? What makes you sad? What do you need? Do you know I love you? And your message to me. Give it a try, practice, play, but don't get too carried away if the messages don't come through and make sense to you, because this is a fairly in-depth type of connection. And you know, these cards have only got limited information. And for instance, if you got the message said, do you know I love you? And then you get the word exercise, that could be confusing. I mean, for me, it would say that my animal loves to exercise with me because that's a bond that we share together about love. Okay, so with the cards, remember, tune into the message, let it resonate with you, and what comes through to you is generally the exact answer that you need to know. There is no right and there's no wrong, but believe in the messages that you're getting rather than going, oh, that can't be right. So I hope you've enjoyed what I've gone through today. There's no right and there's no wrong way with using the cards. Just play and have fun. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for purchasing a pack of the Pet Connection cards. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, please visit me at donnadolittle.com.au or over on my Facebook page called facebook.com/Donna DoLittle. We have days over on the page where I do mini readings. I use the cards on the page all the time. I also do full animal communication sessions and healing. If you've got any questions, always come to my Facebook page and send me a private message. Thanks so much, and I look forward to talking to you and connecting with you in Facebook.